Welcome, guys, to the 48th episode of the Dapper Gaming Podcast for February 16th. I'm your host, Ryan, and with me, as always, is... Oh, that's the wrong way. Joe, a.k.a. Badman's Reviews of YouTube's Badman Reviews.
Good job.
He reviews things.
Yes, I do. Hello.
Fancy.
Welcome to the podcast.
I like your hat.
Thanks. I'm loving it too. I've been wearing it recently.
Did you... Okay, so someone sent me a video last night that I'm gonna have to bring up purely because of the hat that you're wearing.
All right.
So, it's called Flappy Fedora. And it's just Flappy Birds, but the dude's wearing a hat. And when the game starts, it's just like a bunch of memes from 4chan of the fedora wearers. And it's like Milady and like tips the fedora. It's great. There's so many great there's so many like terrible Flappy Bird clones this week, but that one's good.
Yeah, I saw that. I remember Balrog posting that on Twitter, and that's definitely a good one.
Yeah, oh man, Flappy Fedora. I wish I thought of it. I'm ashamed.
I was playing the Flappy Bird MMO, and that thing's just that's just stupid.
There's a Flappy Bird MMO.
Yeah.
Why have I not heard
I guess
of
some
this?
guys on 4chan made it, and it's just you play Flappy Bird, but there's like a gajillion other people playing Flappy Bird behind you.
Fantastic. So, what have you been playing this week? Not even necessarily been playing, because I'm going to talk about movies later, but...
I've been playing Punch-Out for the Wii, and I started playing Jack 2, and I've been playing I Want to Be the Boshi, which makes me want to punch myself in the face.
Why would you play that? Why would you play
it's actually
that?
fun. I'm actually enjoying it, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm stuck on a certain part right now, and it's annoying. That's the reason why. But I enjoy it. I like a challenge in a game sometimes.
Game's a dick.
Jack 2, I've learned that I'm really bad at driving in that game. I can't get to any single destination in that game without either A, blowing up 5 cars, or B, blowing up my own car. And Punch-Out for the Wii, I started playing because of the Nintendo Direct, and it's a really good game. Little Mac is awesome.
I'm real excited for Smash Bros.
Same here. I need a Wii U, or I'll just get it for my 3DS. I don't know.
Don't do that.
Yeah, but then I have to dish out money for the 3DS, and I don't have that kind of money. I mean, dish out money for the Wii U, and I don't have that kind of money. Especially when I have to go to Vegas soon, and then I'm planning to go to SGC. I don't have a lot of money.
Oh, man. I'm just gonna go to PAX this year, and that's gonna be it. I'm going to fucking PAX Prime this year. I don't care. Last year, I got totally screwed in that I couldn't get through the stupid online queue. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go home. Because they didn't tell you what day it was gonna like go on sale. So I like woke up and everyone was like, tickets are on sale. And I was like, damn it. It's fucking like 2 in the afternoon. They're gonna be sold out. And they were.
That's horrible.
But this year, I'm gonna keep my eye out. I'm gonna make sure that I know when they go on sale. Then I'm gonna buy a ticket to PAX Prime. Because I live really close, so it's not very expensive, damn it.
Yeah, that's always good when there's a con close to you.
I live like 2.5 hour drive away.
For me, the only con close to me is like Anime North and Con Bravo. Con Bravo is getting bigger recently, so that's awesome.
I live near Vancouver and Seattle. There's a lot of cons.
Oh, you lucky.
I don't even go to...
Yeah. You're close to PAX Prime, aren't you? Is it PAX Prime? I can't remember which
PAX Prime is in Seattle, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go to that this year. I go to, like, one con. I don't even go to a con in Vancouver, because it's not a con. I go to LANcouver, which is a huge LAN party in Vancouver.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's, like, 800 computers.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's recently, like it's so big that Asus sponsors it.
There was recently this big LAN event in Detroit that I missed. I was upset. It was like set up by some... It was all for like donation and stuff to help like cancer support and all that. And it It was a huge LAN, and it was set up by Walshy and some other guys, and it had like Titanfall, Halo 4, Call of Duty, Dota, League of Legends, all that kind of stuff, and I missed it, and it sucks because I didn't even know it was going on until like the week after it ended.
Boo. So, what? Why are you playing Punch Out? You just like want to play it just because it's fun?
Well, I obviously saw Little Mac at the Nintendo Direct thing, and I was like, and then the biggest one was Game Grumps started playing it. I was like, yeah, the game looks really fun, and I'm gonna play it. So I did.
Oh, like
and I've been enjoying it.
they played the original one, right?
They recently started playing the one for the Wii.
Oh,
Yeah, and
well
they
then.
did play the original one. It was the first game that Danny played when he joined.
Yeah, I don't really watch Game Grumps anymore. Like the thing, okay, I'm not a big fan of Let's Plays, especially like the Game Grumps types Let's Plays where they just play
Yeah,
games that like fucking everyone has. Like there's so many games they don't play anything that I can't play, and so I don't bother
yeah,
watching them.
I
But there
understand that.
are like Let's Plays that I've watched before that I'm really into because like I used to watch Wii Let's Plays of like Wii games because I didn't have a Wii or a Wii U. So like I watched Super Mario Galaxy by Diabetes, which is
Yeah,
like a great Let's Play. He plays it and all the commentary is done post with a guest, and it was just like really well done. Same thing with Mario Galaxy 2. Now I don't watch those because I own the game, so I can just play it. But then there's like games that are in foreign languages where like the person who's playing it translates it for you, so you know what the hell's going on.
yeah, I can
Um,
see how that's cool.
so like there's Let's Plays that I'll watch, but I only watch Let's Plays of games that I don't have or don't have access to. But
Uh,
Game Grumps never play anything like that. They
for
used to play
me,
some kind of like weirder stuff
they
that
still do every once in a while.
yeah, but they never seem to like finish them, which is super
Yeah,
frustrating because it's just
they they've
like
been they've been finishing the games a lot more now that like it's like now that it's Danny, it seems like they've been finishing games a lot more. And Steam Train, they've been finishing games a lot on that too, unless like the game just gets ridiculously hard and they can't beat it.
mm,
Yeah, but for me, it's more like I'm like either like writing a script or working on homework or something, and I just like some background noise. And Game Grumps is usually the first thing I go to, just because it's funny and I enjoy the two content creators that work on it.
fantasy fiction podcast. That's my go-to. It's like
Yeah,
fantasy fiction podcast, giant bombcast, and then like Rooster Teeth podcast. I just listen to podcasts when I have homework to do.
what
It's
about
like
the
all of
Continue
the
cast?
podcasts. Uh, I used to listen to them a lot, but they keep changing their format because of smart guys. And then
Oh yeah, that's true.
where like they were doing general banter, it's like you know what? I already listened to other gaming podcasts. I don't need to listen to general banter like number whatever.
Yeah,
It doesn't. But I liked Continue Cast. I really liked Continue Cast when they like do just a game. Um,
yeah.
I only listen to it when they do games I'm actually interested in. Like they did The Binding of Isaac recently. That's a game that I love, so I listened to that one. Psychonauts, I listened to that because Psychonauts is awesome. Like
Ah,
when they cover games that I'm actually interested in, then I listen to that podcast. Yeah,
Psychonauts is amazing.
so good.
It's the bestest.
Yeah,
I love the sequel.
I think I'm gonna stream that game in April because that's when that game came out. So,
Yeah,
and I have that whole month off, so I'll just make it like I'll come up with some silly name that goes with April.
I want to find it for the Xbox, but it's so hard to actually like to find it at a decent price.
Eh, I just have it for PC.
Yeah,
I have a signed Psychonauts poster in this room, actually.
by Tim Schafer.
Yeah, signed by Tim Schafer.
Ah, you
They're
lucky.
not rare. You can buy them for $10 on the Double Fine site.
Yeah,
That's why I have one.
I would love to get one signed by shit, I forget his name. The voice actor does Invader Zim.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I forget his name, but amazing voice actor. I love that guy.
Um, yeah. What else? So that's pretty much what you've been doing this week. Just like
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been playing.
playing games.
Yep.
See
How about
any
you?
geeky movies.
I saw the Lego Movie. If that's what you're going for.
No, that wasn't what I was going for. But
Oh, okay.
I want to hear about the Lego Movie because
It's
apparently that movie can drive a grown man to tears in the last 20 minutes of that movie.
Yep.
Is it super emotional?
It's not even super emotional. It's just how it plays out and works, and it's amazing how they did it. And I love the ending is definitely like the best part of that movie for me. And I don't want to spoil it for anyone, so I'm not going to say anything. But if you haven't seen it, go out and see that shit because it's amazing.
I want to see it, but I feel like I need to just like convince some girl to go see it.
Oh, why?
I don't know. I got a thing about going to movies by myself. I've also got a thing about eating in public by myself. I can't like I don't do those two things. I do not go to movies by myself and I don't eat in public by myself.
So going to a movie by yourself and then eating popcorn in that movie by yourself would be
that's
like
a double no-no. You cannot fucking do that. I will very rarely ever go to a movie by myself, and if I do, I will probably not get any food.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I don't know. Maybe I can do it in a movie theater because like the darkness hides my shame.
Yeah.
But like I won't be like out and then be like I should get lunch like while I'm out by myself. Be like I'm just gonna go home and make some food now. But this week I watched so many silly. So this week was reading break for me, so I had the whole week off, which I was gonna make a video, but then I just didn't. I was like, I'm gonna make a video on Prison Architect, and I was like, you know what? That's just not gonna happen. I'm just gonna watch TV shows and bad movies. So first things first, I watched Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer this in the same day, like back to back as a marathon.
Yeah.
Those movies are fucking amazing. That's cinema gold. Fucking that dude punches a horse. He knocks out a horse and he knocks out a camel. And then in the first movie, he knocks out a camel, and then in the second movie, they make a reference to it. There's like a camel, and he's like, "That camel looks kind of familiar." And then when he's walking through this town, and then the camel spits on him, and then he punches the camel out again. Just like, yes, punch all of the animals.
That's hilarious.
Conan the Destroyer is so good. If you haven't. Okay, Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer are classic movies. If you haven't seen them, you have to watch them. Especially Conan the Barbarian.
Try to find it.
Conan the Barbarian, is a legitimately good movie. There's like no talking for the first 30 minutes of that movie. It's just like people getting killed. I'm just like, yes, perfect.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, I watched both the good Conan movies because we're not going to talk about the remake. The reboot was really bad.
Yeah.
But I watched that. I watched all of the RoboCop movies. Fucking RoboCop's so good. I love RoboCop 1. RoboCop 2 and 3 are okay, RoboCop 1 is classic. You have to watch it. Especially because he like fights this giant mech at the end. It's like a classic scene where he's like getting his ass kicked by this giant mech that's shooting the shit out of him. And so he runs down this stairwell, and then the mech goes to the stairwell, and like for 30 seconds, like tries to figure out how he's gonna walk down the stairs, and it can't figure out what it's gonna do because it's like way too big to fit its feet on the steps. And then it just takes a step anyways, and then it falls down the stairs and falls on his back and can't get back up. Like that's how that movie. Like that's how the second, like that's the climax of that movie is he's fighting a giant fucking robot and it falls down the goddamn stairs. So that's good.
Hilarious. There's so many movies I haven't seen just because like I'm not a big film buff. So it's like if you can list off a name of like just extremely like movies that everyone should see, I probably haven't even seen like 80% of them.
RoboCop is a must see.
After explaining that scene, it's definitely a must see.
Yeah, and then I watched our RoboCop remake, which is like an independent remake of the original RoboCop movie.
Yeah.
That like came out this week because RoboCop also came out this week. Like the RoboCop reboot came out this week.
Yeah.
And our RoboCop remake is like fucking hilarious. You have to watch RoboCop to understand a lot of the jokes, but they're really funny. So if you have time this week, you should watch RoboCop. Don't bother with 2 and 3 because they're stupid, but watch RoboCop and then watch a couple choice scenes of our RoboCop remake because they're the funniest things ever. If you want to see RoboCop shoot 700 dudes in the dick and see the dicks graphically explode, our RoboCop remake is a fucking movie for you.
Oh god.
They like reshoot every single scene of that movie, and so it changes completely. Like some of the scenes, like every scene has totally different actors and shit because everyone just reshot the original RoboCop movie and like made the jokes like way more extreme. So if you like watch our RoboCop remake, like you'll have one scene that's like flash animated, and then the next scene's like acted out with like Muppets.
Oh my god, that sounds so good.
But you have to watch the original like movie to actually understand what the fuck the jokes are.
Yeah.
But I watched every RoboCop remake, including the new RoboCop, which was actually pretty good. I went and saw that last night. Yeah, it was pretty solid. It's like way different than the original RoboCop because the original RoboCop is like perfect, like purposely stupid, and this one, although, oh man, it's too many fedoras, too many hat changes. I can't handle it.
No one watching the audio stream is gonna get that.
No, you just put on another hat that's almost the same.
This one fits better. That's why I like it.
Oh, well then. But yeah, the new RoboCop is like not a bad action movie. It's still got a bit of the spirit of the original RoboCop movie, but it's not really the same. In that there are no giant robots that fall downstairs and die. But Samuel L. Jackson is like the fucking funniest character in that goddamn movie. He plays a newscaster, and the newscasting is like basically just making fun of Fox News. But that was it was pretty good if you like just have a bunch of spare time. I feel like I should have saw the Lego movie instead, but I feel like that would have been a hard convincing. Like, it would be hard to convince my friend Adam to go see the Lego movie instead of RoboCop.
I could see how that would happen.
But I also was on a big RoboCop binge, and then I watched all of them, and then I was just like, I have to see this, because and I've watched every RoboCop. Like, if there were real-life achievements, I would have one. Watched all RoboCop movies. Jesus, what else did I do this week? I played a bunch more Dota 2 and a bunch of Counter-Strike Go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How many hours you at?
In...
Both
I don't know. I haven't checked. It's gotten bad in that I've started just selling crates and shit so that I can buy more stuff in those games. Like, I'm using the Steam market really seriously. I'm like, okay, so if everyone else is listing at 37 cents and I list at 36 cents, I can probably sell this item today. But if I list at 38, I can probably get 1 more cent out of this and then get something that's slightly more expensive without putting anything in my Steam wallet in like 2 days instead of something today. And so like I'm just selling crates like all of the time, and like all of the items that I get for characters that I don't play, I'm like, well, I'm gonna sell this and then I can buy like stuff for Tidehunter.
Oh, Steam Market. You're ridiculous.
It's genius. I fucking buy so much shit. I didn't realize how expensive buying stuff for Dota 2 is, though, because when you... So, with, like, trading cards and stuff that you put on the Steam Market, Valve takes a 5% cut.
Yeah.
But in Dota 2, if you put something on the market, like the Steam Market, and sell a Dota 2 item, there's a 10% cut given for Dota 2 and then a 10% cut given to Valve. And so they take a 20% cut.
Oh god.
But you also get items in Dota 2 really fucking quickly that you can sell, whereas like the only other thing that you can sell is not like a Dota 2 item is like trading cards, and trading cards are like way more limited than Dota 2 items.
Yeah, you only get so many.
I I think the reason that it's done that way though is because the items in Dota 2 are all created by like community creators. Just like how hats in Team Fortress 2 like are community made, and then Valve like puts them into the game. The 10% cut that's for Dota 2 goes to the item creator and not Valve.
Yeah.
So like Valve takes 10%, the item creator takes 10%, and then you get 80.
It's not too bad. You're still getting 80, but compared to the cards,
but the cards also don't sell for like nearly as much.
Yeah, that's true. Like the cards sell for like 7 if you're lucky, and if you get like a rare, they sell for like 17.
Yeah, they're like 15 cents. You can sell them for like 70 cents if you get a foil.
Yeah.
But Dota 2 items, like, you get a common item and you can sell it for like 20 cents. So my Steam wallet actually has stuff in it now because I've been playing so much Dota and so much Counter-Strike that I'm selling all my items and all my crates.
I just sell cards, so I only have like $1.70 in my wallet.
I think right now I only have like $1 in my wallet, but it's because I just bought something that costs like $2.50, and I also bought probably like $1 worth of stuff for Tidehunter. Because Tidehunter is like my main character in Dota 2 at this point. Because I really like just blinking into the middle of the enemy team and using Ravage and then killing them all. So, Tidehunter, he's so good.
No idea about anything Dota.
You should play Dota. Do you play League at all?
Yeah, well, not really. I played it like once, like a couple days ago, and that was the first time I played it in like 6 months.
Should play Dota with me. Don't bother playing League. Just play Dota.
Yeah.
I think Dex plays Dota, but I never play with him because we're on at different times.
Yeah, it's hard for me to get into MOBAs. I have like a giant group of friends who keep trying to convince me to get into Smite, and it might be easier to get into that one because
Smite is like way different than League and Dota. I used to play a bit of Smite. I don't really anymore because it's not super my thing.
Yeah.
I didn't play Dota for fucking ever until last week, and then I was like, oh god damn it, I'm playing so much Dota again. Why is this? It's not healthy.
Oh yeah, I recently had board game night too with a couple friends.
Oh man, what board games did you play?
We played. I think it was Legendary or Legends. It was the Marvel card building game.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of that game.
That one was really fun. We lost horribly. Well, not really horribly, but we still lost. And
is it like a co-op game?
Yeah. Well, it's co-op, but there's also like a competitive aspect if you want to play it that way. But we decided to just go with co-op and just ignore the competitive play. Because it's like you have to like use your cards to like kill the enemies that come through before they can escape. And like the player who has killed like the most enemies gets a certain amount of points for the cards that they kill, depending on if they're like a minion or like the mastermind or just like a normal villain. And then the person who gets the most points wins. Or you could just ignore the point system and just play competitively and try to win like the certain story arc that you're playing. So it's cool that way. And then the other game that we played it was called Say Anything or something like that. And it's kind of like Cards Against Humanity, where someone basically what you have to do is someone picks a card, and then they ask a question on it, and the question could be like, in my opinion, what is my favorite kind? What is the worst thing that you could say in a public place? And then everyone has to write on this like little whiteboard thing what they think it is, and then they put it face down, and then once everyone's written their stuff, you flip it over. And then the person who read the question has to read what everyone wrote, and he has to pick which one he thinks is his favorite, and then everyone gets to vote on which one they think is the funniest and what the guy's gonna pick, and then you get points according to if what you wrote got picked, and then if the thing that you voted for got picked, and then at the end of like 12 turns, the person with the most votes wins. So it's a lot like Cards Against Humanity, and it's really good.
Yeah, I want to get a board game night going sometime soon at my place because I love board games and I have so many board games. Plus, I have a lot of card games that are really quick.
My
Um,
friend collects a lot of board games, so we have so many to play like all the time.
I always have a board game in my car. If that sounds really strange, because
Not at all.
like I'll be at school and I'll just have fucking nothing to do, and like for like 3 hours, and a bunch of friends like all on a break, and they're like, "What are you guys doing? You guys doing any homework?" No, it's like, want me to go to my car and get a board game? They're like, how do you always so like, you've always got shit around. Why do you have this stuff? Like, why do you bring board games to school on the off chance that no one's doing anything for 2 hours? Like, you weirdo. I'm like, no, man, it's
That's like
genius.
that's pretty much like where like the area that I hang out in my college. It's either everyone's playing Magic, everyone's playing Yu-Gi-Oh, or if people somehow magically get bored of Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, someone has a board game for us to play out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm in engineering, so the engineering building is just people playing Magic and StarCraft, a lot of StarCraft.
That's funny.
Because we anything that you can get to run on Linux in in a portable fashion, where like you just install it to a flash drive, then you
Yeah.
can run it on the computers there, um, or off a
uh,
network drive. So as long as you don't have to like install DirectX, then you're all good. And so like we play a lot of weird games. Like I play Team Fortress 2 a lot, because I have a portable version of that set up. Um,
uh,
yeah, there's just
so
all
good.
sorts of stuff.
The floor above like where all the Yu-Gi-Oh guys and Magic guys hang out, there's a group of like the networking kids all hang out in this one small group, and they're always up there, and they're either like playing like League or something, but there's like the random days you'll go up there and they all have like this giant LAN set up, and they're all like on their laptops playing like Unreal Tournament or something.
Yeah, that's basically what our entire building is like.
Yeah.
Um, once a month we do like a university LAN party where we install a bunch of games on in the computers in the labs. Each lab has like 40 computers in it, and then we play this game called Savage. Actually, we play Savage 2 because it's the newer version of that. And there's
Yeah.
two teams, and it's like an RTS game where you have a commander, and the commander tells places down buildings and like gives orders on where to go, and then everyone else is like the like builders and fighters for your team. And so like your commander will tell you to go somewhere, and you can just ignore it, like you don't have to do it.
Yeah. That
So
sounds
we
really
play that
cool.
all the time, and it's really good. And we play that lab versus lab. So what
That's
happens is the
awesome.
commander has like a huge projector. He's like on the computer at the front of the lab, and it's connected to a projector. And so everyone can see what he's like in the lab can see what he's doing on the projector, and then we all like watch what he's doing and listen to what he says, and then try to beat the other team.
That's amazing. I would love to do that.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's like one of my. It's if there's any reason to go to university, it's purely for university lands.
Oh my god.
Um, fuck. So this week, specifically today, I played a bunch of Titanfall.
You, I hate you so much. I was like, when I first heard about that game, I was like, oh, it seems so not amazing at all. And then I read like Walshy, an old Halo 2 pro, wrote like the whole like walkthrough and playbook for that game, and I read some of it. I was like, this game seems amazing. And then I went and watched a couple streams of it. I was like, I need a key for this. And then I realized they're not giving out any more keys, and I cried myself to sleep for the next 3 days.
I think they might go into open beta,
Xbox
apparently.
One just went into open beta,
Yeah,
so
and
I'm hoping
PC is
PC
apparently
does.
going to do that like in a
I'm
day or
hoping they
two.
do it like tomorrow or right now. I hope like 5 seconds from now.
Um, I was really pissed because I had to wait an extra like day for my key,
Oh,
because I
boo-hoo.
technically got my key on Friday, and they're like, "Here's your key for the Xbox One," and I'm like, "Damn it! I signed up for the PC beta. You son of a bitches! Fuck you,
That was a
EA! Why
huge
would you give me the wrong
problem.
key?"
That was a huge problem. I don't know if they're still doing
Yeah.
it, and I didn't
Um,
try. But
they
a bunch of
apparently
people,
fixed it because they
yeah,
sent me a new key, and they're just like, "Sorry, everyone, we sent you the wrong key." Like
um,
everyone in the PC beta just got Xbox One keys, and we're just like, "The fuck are we gonna do with these?"
there was a bunch of people who were just like messaging in, and like like people who didn't even sign up to get keys, and they were just messaging, and they're like, "Yeah, I got an Xbox One key instead of a PC key." And they were like, "Oh, okay, sorry, here's your PC key." So people who didn't even sign up for the beta were getting keys at that point in time.
Ugh. It took me forever. Okay, so then I finally got my key yesterday, my PC key, and then I couldn't redeem the goddamn thing until this morning
Ah,
because it's just like random error. We can't register this to your account. Like, it's not that the key's been used. It's not that it's invalid. It just wouldn't register. I
that
was like,
sucks.
damn it. And then I installed the 12.5 gigabyte game in 8 minutes.
I had I had a friend who I don't talk to as much anymore. I used to play like competitive games with him, and I don't know how he did it, but he'd always find a way to get the beta codes like extremely early. Like he'd be getting us into like the developer time slot. So it's like the beta comes out like on the weekend. He'd have us in the beta the weekend before playing. I'm like, how did you get these codes? These are for like only for like the people who made the game and like specific like media people. And I don't know how he does it, but it was like for every game, it was like Halo Reach, Halo 4, Halo 3, the Call of Duty, Gears of War. I was like, you are ridiculous.
I always get press beta for MMOs. I'm not a fan of them. Like, I was in the press beta for fucking Neverwinter, which I was actually super excited about because I love Neverwinter Nights.
Yeah.
The MMO is just kind of okay. But, I was super. I was like in the press beta, and I was just like playing this MMO by myself for like 3 weeks. There was no one else in the whole fucking server because all the press people were only playing on the press day. I was like, well, I did my interview and I did my video. I'm just gonna fucking keep playing though, man, because the server is up. It's letting me level, and I got to keep the character too. So like, I level capped during the press beta, and I was just like, well, the fuck am I like? What else am I gonna do, man? I'm just like playing this game by myself. There's no one else. I couldn't do dungeons or anything because there was no one else on the server. Literally no
That's
one else on the
ridiculous.
server. Press beta MMOs are always really fucking strange because like you have to level up. They usually like give you a character that has pretty good gear that's leveled up already, just so you can
Yeah.
go do something interesting. So I got to like
That's
skip my
weird.
first 20 levels and then had to do a bunch of other crazy shit. I'm just like, okay then, well, this is
Now
okay.
what? Can you give
Yeah.
me a character that's level one?
Well, you can do that, but it's boring. You have to play through all this. You have to level up your character, get them gear. Jesus.
At least it gives you a little bit more to do.
Eh. On press day, they like give you characters so that you can go do dungeons and stuff. That's why.
Yeah.
And then after press day, the server's still up and you still have your character and you go in and no one else is on. And you're like, oh, I can't do dungeons and stuff. Because the public like beta hasn't gone live yet. So there's no one else on the server yet. Just
That's
press
funny.
people. But I've been playing Titanfall today. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just okay.
Yeah.
Um People are bad at that game for some reason.
Yeah. I've also heard there's some horrible like there's some really bad gameplay things that they need to fix about it. Like I saw this one gameplay of this guy sitting in a hallway and the bots spawn only in that hallway. So he just sat in that hallway and he went 601.
Oh, well, so the thing about the bots though is that they don't give you a lot of points when you kill them.
Yeah.
So you're better off trying to go find the 6 other people on the map and kill them. The problem
Yeah.
is that they're basically hidden because of the bots, which is a real pain in the ass. Like, I don't like that there's bots in that game and that the bots are fucking useless. All they basically exist is to get you kill streaks so that you can get your Titan faster. Just like, you
Yeah.
could just reduce the cooldown on it and put 2
But
more
like
people in the map.
seeing the gameplay with like the Titans come in and then fucking
The
like
Titans are just okay. I don't even like using them.
I watched I was watching the one stream and the guy was on it like a 1v3 with his Titan and he killed the one guy and then he died and he ejected from the Titan, flew up in the air and then landed on another guy's Titan and killed him inside the Titan and then jumped off and then ran away and then started capturing a point. I was like, this looks fucking insane.
It's just
Um
I've played it for about 3 hours, and after about 2 hours, the like awe of these mechs goes away, and then you're like, oh, these mechs aren't as good as other games with mechs in them. Oh, all right
Yeah.
then, because like the mechs in Titanfall are not as cool as the mechs in Hawken, and so I get
Never
kind of
played that game.
it's Hawken is awesome. It's on Steam.
All
It's
right.
it's free to play. It's really fair. It's free to play model.
Well, if it's free to play, I'll have to check it out.
Hawken is awesome.
Uh, the biggest thing that my friend brought up, and I'm not like a huge fan of like destructible environments, but I do think it would be pretty cool if you punched a Titan and then a Titan went flying and like crashed into a building and that building just demolished. But the game
the
doesn't
maps
have
are too small for that. The maps
Yeah.
are really small. The thing that I like about that game the most is how you move. I like that you have that you can double jump and that you can wall run because it makes it so that you can get across the map really quick and like get into crazy places
That's cool.
that you can't do in Call of Duty or Battlefield. But because you can get to places that you can't get to in other games, the maps feel really small, even though they're not that small.
Yeah.
And like contextually they feel small for that game because of how you move, but if you were to like translate it to real world units, which is stupid for a video game by the way, they would be way bigger than the maps in COD. They would be like Battlefield. They're smaller than Battlefield maps, but they're like bigger than COD maps.
They're like in between Battlefield and COD.
Yeah, but they feel tiny because there's just you move so quickly. Also, like I said, it's really hard to find the enemies that you actually want to kill unless they're in a Titan because they just get like merged in the bots. Unless they move in somewhere weird like on a rooftop because the bots don't get up there because they don't move funny. So like the only way that you can tell a person the only way that you can tell a person is like a person is by the way they move, and so it's hard to like hunt them down.
You just kill everything you see, and it doesn't.
Yeah, but then you like run out of bullets and then get killed by an enemy team, like an enemy player, because you killed too many bots. And you're like, oh fucking hell, like, because you have to kill 10 bots to be equal to one person. So it's just like,
watching it though, like, as like someone who was in like really big into competitive FPS stuff, I can really see how the game is really well built, and it seems really well built competitive wise. I can't wait to see what because I'm fucking like 98% sure MLG is going to pick it up, and I can't wait to see what they do with it.
It's not that well built competitive wise. It's like really inconsistent in that you have these like burn cards, so you can get like super weapons because you died too many times. And
the thing is,
there's like
MLG usually take like that. That's looking at it from like the beta. I'm assuming right now is just like straight up Team Slayer. Like it just kind of plays casually, like it'll play in the normal game.
There's a deathmatch mode, a last Titan standing where everyone starts in a Titan, and a capture point mode.
Yeah,
and then there's there's 3 maps. No, there's 2. I think there's 2.
Yeah. But once MLG picks it up, they'll probably like take out the burn cards. They'll probably, if you're allowed to, they'll take out the bots. They'll make it like straight up like 5v5 or 4v4 or something like that, and it'll be really cool.
The game is balanced around those bots existing. They need to be there, otherwise it doesn't work.
Okay.
Because if you don't have the bots, then it takes too long to respawn, like to find each other and respawn. Titans. The game is balanced around the bots existing. They have to be there.
Yeah. Once I get my hands on it, I'll know a lot more. But I definitely know like MLG will change a lot of the things to make it more balanced competitive wise. But casually playing, it seems like a really fun game. I can see it. I can see how the COD community will definitely move over to there and have a lot of fun with that. Hopefully the douchebag 5-year-old COD players don't move over, though. That'd be nice.
Yeah, but they probably will.
Yeah, that's something you have to expect.
I didn't like playing it that much today because people like don't use their mics properly.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Well, if I want to play a game like somewhat competitively, then I pretty much just always go to Counter-Strike because people actually play that competitively. and the
The
game's
thing.
designed in a fashion that makes it competitive.
Yeah.
Whereas Call of Duty is inherently not a competitive game,
Yep.
and then Titanfall has a lot of the same design
Yep. I noticed
elements
that
that makes
definitely.
it also not super competitive. It plays like Call of Duty with mechs in it, and
Yeah.
it's just
Um,
like kind of it's okay.
I can never play Call of Duty competitively just because it's like it's so not competitively built, and it's like it's a lot of it is just like camping and just boring stuff. Whenever I've played competitively, it's always been like Unreal Tournament or Counter Strike or Gears of War or Halo, and it's been games that are usually competitively built.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go into open beta in the next couple days. I might
I
do
hope
like
so.
a
I'd like to
beta
get my hand.
impression video of it
Yeah.
tonight.
I'd like to
Because
get
like,
my hands on it, do a quick video on it. It'd be nice.
yeah, I might try to throw something that's like 5 or 8 minutes long, like just a quick impression. Just be like, this is what I like. I don't like
This is
all of this stuff over here.
yeah.
It's an okay game. I might buy it eventually. I might my review next month. It might be that game unless something else interesting comes out. Like it'll be that game unless something that I actually want to play comes out.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be how that works. So, but I'm not gonna pre-order it because that would be stupid of me.
No, I'm not gonna pre-order it either. Um,
There's no
I might
point.
pick it up. I don't know what I'll do with it, especially since I don't. If I played it, I probably want to play it on Xbox, mostly because my PC can probably barely run it.
I wouldn't want to play that game on 360.
Well,
Um.
it's on one.
Oh, do you own one?
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah. Because like the thing is, the 360 version they haven't shown at all. Apparently, or I mean, I think they showed it to
There
a
is a
couple
360
people.
version.
There's a 360 version coming out. It's been delayed
Okay.
though. It's been delayed a lot,
Yeah, I wouldn't want to
and
touch
it's
it on
not being
360.
made by the same developers, and it apparently isn't very good.
How does that even work? How do you? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my whole life.
It's being ported over from PC to Xbox 360 by someone else. That's why,
Well, that's dumb.
and it's been delayed. Um, it would be the obviously like the worst experience of that game. So,
Yeah, definitely.
fuck. Let's jump into some news because
Yeah.
Titanfall is the last thing that I did.
Yep.
So, Steam tags came out this week, which is a new beta feature being rolled out by Steam, where you get to like tag games with whatever tags you want, and it's to help organize it. It's to help organize games in Steam in like a more user friendly fashion, I guess. Um, like a game could be a MOBA, but it can also be a bunch of other types of games, and so it lets you put games in like way more refined categories than what the developer normally puts them in. And so you have like action RTS, Diablo like, difficult, easy, bad is one of the tags usually.
Yeah.
Some of the tags real funny. Like Dota 2, one of the most popular tags on the day that Steam tags came out was better than League. I think it was the second most used tag on Dota 2. Valve has since deleted the tag and won't let you re-enter it as a tag for that game. Probably because they don't want you putting inflammatory statements in the tags. But some of those tags real funny. I guess you don't really use Steam, so you wouldn't know or care.
Not like as much like to know about that. I don't always have it open. I do use it though.
I really liked the ones for some other games. I have a couple of classics. So Gone Home. Do you know Gone Home? The game Gone
Yeah.
Home. Uh, so they got a bunch of popular tags. Overrated, walking simulator, lesbians, hipster bullshit. Like those were like the most popular tags on Gone Home when Gone Home or when the tag system launched. Like they got real retarded.
Uh, that's funny. I haven't really, I haven't really been on Steam since the tags came out, so I don't know much about it. But it sounds hilarious from like what a lot of people have been tweeting and talking about.
I think that is going to work really well when they actually get the tag system fully implemented. A lot of people
Yeah,
are saying that you can't that it's so I don't think that you can fully criticize the tag system because it's technically a beta. And a lot of people, I feel like, are like, no, you can totally criticize it because it's not a beta, even though they say it is, because it's been implemented for everyone. Everyone has access to it. But the thing is that, like, the way that tag systems work is generally you need to dump a huge amount of data into them, and the only way to do that is to make it open so that people can dump data into it. Like, so it's a beta. Like, there's no you have to open it up for like software like this to test it because
yeah.
there's no way to see if it works until you just put it in the wild.
Well, like, or you say like you shouldn't be able to criticize the beta?
Uh, I think that a lot of the problems that there are right now are purely problems that are related to the beta. I
Yeah.
mean, how's Valve introduced a feature that they hadn't totally finished yet, and then people put stupid tags in. Boo hoo.
I think I
People
think you're
got
still
really
I think you're
mad
still
about like the
allowed to
lesbian
criticize it.
comments and shit.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
think
not
that you're
sure
still allowed
why. I don't think that's Valve's fault. People are like,
No.
how dare Valve do this? Because it just shows how shit their community is. It's like, well, I mean, it was kind of funny.
I still think it's fair to criticize something even when it's in beta because what if it like
I think
you're
you
not
can
allowed to
criticize it,
criticize.
but I don't think that you can criticize it to the same extent as a release product. I think you can make suggestions.
I think you got to criticize something like you to the same extent because if you don't, then they're not going to realize the problems that people are having and then they won't fix them. I still think a beta should deserve the same amount of criticism as a full release game is. I think even a full game release should have more criticism than a beta should.
Yeah.
but but it's like if the full thing came out, it was as shitty as the beta was. Well, then it's going to get more criticism than the beta would. That's an obvious standpoint, but I still think a beta deserves criticism. Like maybe not to the full extent as if the full game came out and it was just as shitty, but it still deserves some criticism, or else it won't get better.
Yeah, but I'm just saying a lot of the things that came out of the tag system, a lot of the
Was
outrage related to the tag system
had
wasn't
to do
really
with the
fair.
community.
Had nothing to do with the tag system.
It had to do with the people using it.
Yeah, but some of those things were really funny.
Yeah, they were.
They should have just left them in place. They should have just left them, damn it. I swear if walking simulator is gone, I'll be pissed. That's a legit tag.
For what game?
Gone home.
Oh yeah,
I think that's a legit tag. I think you could put the same thing on the Stanley Parable as well. The Stanley Parable is also a walking simulator. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's a walking simulator.
yeah.
The tag "not a game" is also is appropriate. That should also stay.
Well, I don't
That criticism can also be leveled against the Stanley Parable, and that's a game I like. Game.
Yeah. I, I, I don't. I don't want to go in like a whole topic on what a game is. But I don't think saying Stanley Parable isn't a game is a staple concept, and I
It's
think
it's not a game. That's what it is.
yeah, it's a game, but I can see why people don't consider it a game.
It's the
Uh,
minimum requirements of being a game.
like I think it's a form of like I see gaming as a form of art, and I see it. I see it moving in a different direction as of right now, where more different ideas are coming up, and Gone Home and Stanley Parable are just some of those ideas. I can't explain it as well as someone like my good friend Satchbag can, but he has some good ideas on gaming and art and all that kind of stuff. But I can definitely see why some people look at it and you go, "I'm walking around for 2 hours. This isn't the game."
I think it's the minimum requirements of being a game, and that it toes the line, and that you can make something like I think I talked about this a lot when I did like a review of the Stanley Parable. Um,
Yeah,
the Stanley Parable fulfills the minimum requirements of being a game, and yet there's another game, but I wouldn't even consider it a game because I don't feel it meets the minimum requirement. Um, and this requirement is basically interaction. There has to be interaction to make it a game, and that's Dear Esther. Dear Esther and the Stanley Parable are really similar. They're story-driven experiences by a game that the only game mechanic is walking around, or at least in Dear Esther, the only game mechanic is walking around and there's no interaction. Whereas in the Stanley Parable, there's a minimal amount of interaction by making choices of where to walk, which isn't there in Dear Esther. And so Dear Esther isn't really a game; it's like a virtual installation. When I say
yeah,
virtual installation, I mean like a virtual art installation. Like an art installation is usually a building that you go into, and the inside itself is the art. Like there's
yeah,
multiple pieces, but the whole thing as an experience is like curated, and the installation is the art. Whereas
yeah,
and like Dear Esther is very much a virtual installation in which you go into it and there's only one path to walk. You walk it and you see everything and then you're done. But
yeah.
the
It's
Stanley
like,
Parable, like there's a level of interaction there that Dear Esther doesn't have, because in the Stanley Parable you can choose to go left or right and then the whole thing changes.
yeah, with Dear Esther, it's I could say you could consider it as a game because that's how the developer made it and how he wanted you to look at it. But just looking at it, a lot of people would consider it more of an interactive, not even interactive, just a cinematic novel or something along the lines of that.
Yeah, and I wouldn't argue that a visual novel is a game.
Yeah, because well, it depends on how like because I know some people who can look at Phoenix Wright and consider Phoenix Wright like a visual novel, even though you have choices and there's different things that you can do, and there's definitely interactive segments of the game. A lot of people consider stuff like that a visual novel. I guess it just depends on the eyes looking at the game and what they view it as. It's just kind of like it depends on the person.
So we've got two more topics here that I want to talk about.
All right.
Did you see Twitch plays Pokemon?
Yes.
So good.
Uh,
So
I
good.
I don't
I got in
like.
that like after they had already been going for about 9 hours. And
Yeah.
we made it by like 15 minutes into the fucking game. I
I
got like when I started watching that channel and started playing Pokemon with them, because I played for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
There was maybe 500 people on the channel. I don't think that you could play it at all anymore. I think
There's
there's
like
probably too many.
40,000. Especially once the people started spamming start and the creator had to like block that off.
Yeah, it got like really bad. How many people are fucking playing that right now?
There were like 70,000 people last time I checked, or something like that, and they had just beaten like a gym, and the hardest challenge in the gym was a tree. Because at the beginning of the gym, there's a tree, and you have to cut the tree.
Yeah,
So there's 70,000 people trying to cut this tree down.
yeah, because it's like use cut, use cut, use cut. It's like, damn it, someone hit A. Um, it reminds me of a thread that used to get posted on B a lot, where like, if you can count to 10, then I'll post like OC, and everyone would try to count to 10 in a bunch of
Yeah,
different posts, but the post would have to be in order.
yeah,
And this is basically that, but more extreme.
yeah. And I gotta say, it's definitely a brilliant idea, and the guy who came up with it in the program to run it definitely deserves all the attention he's getting and the amount of money he's getting from it because the idea is fucking genius. And I can't wait to see what else he has planned because he has some more stuff like this game wise planned. So I'm excited to see what he has.
It wouldn't be that hard to do this.
No,
Like
basically he
the
has it running through. He has the Twitch chat running into an IRC, which looks for comments that literally say up, down, left, right, start, select A, B, and then
yeah.
if it sees that, it sends it to the game, and then it hits that control.
Yeah, like it is not hard from a programming standpoint to do this. I feel
Yeah,
like you should do it with a fighting game.
that would be cool.
I think it would be hilarious. I
But
think it
you'd
would
have to.
work worse than Pokemon.
I think they would have like you wouldn't be able to do it like a player versus a computer
No, you could
because
totally do player versus computer in like
you
Street Fighter 2.
it wouldn't be really possible, mostly because of the like 30 to 40 second chat delay. I think it would be more
Oh yeah, there's
hilarious.
a chat delay now.
Yeah, there's a 30 to 40 second chat delay. So I think it would be even more hilarious if they set it to two players and they had chat some of the track controlling, like you type in player one, press A, player one, press up or whatever, and then the other and then another chat could be controlling player two. And I think that would be hilarious. Whether it was two separate streams and one stream controlled player one and one stream controlled player two, or whether the button commands just said player one at the beginning or player two at the beginning.
Should do it with dive kick.
Oh, that would be another good one. That would
Yeah.
work perfectly. Dive kick would work great.
I feel
Oh,
like I feel like I should just do that this week.
make a program to do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that would
think
be awesome.
I think that's man, I might actually do that this week now. Damn
Or
it.
or you can have Twitch plays. What's the other one that I like more than dive kick? I forget the name of it. God damn it.
I feel bad cuz it would be totally ripping them off, but
Yeah. Well, someone else did it. I forget what it was, but it was like Twitch plays something else, and it was like ridiculous, and it quickly died. I think it was like Twitch plays like Mario or something, and it just quickly died.
uh,
Um, but ah, god damn, I can't figure. It's like dive kick. It's 8-bit. There's like this crazy worm at the end that kills you.
Nidhogg.
Yeah, Nidhogg. Twitch plays Nidhogg would be cool too.
Man, I need to get that game.
It's a good game. It's a very good game.
So, the last topic here, Nintendo Direct, man.
Yep.
What are you excited for?
Uh, Probably Little Mac in Smash because he looks super fun to play as, even though he doesn't look like the best character. So he may be my
Yeah,
main.
he doesn't look good. I like that he is little though. Like in
Yeah,
comparison to all the other characters, he's actually little. Someone was like,
I think
"Yes, perfect."
from talking to some people who like really know like Smash Bros and like how everything works, pretty much they were saying the only characters Little Mac will have a good matchup against is like big characters that don't move fast, like Bowser and Donkey Kong and like people like that. Um, so he still looks super fun to play as though, and I can't wait to see like play as Giga Mac and stuff like that.
Yeah. Fuck. They announced a release date for Mario Kart, didn't they?
Yes, they did. I don't remember the date though.
It's March, I think.
Uh, that's like right around my birthday. Um, but yeah, it's super good. I can't wait to play Mario. I need a Wii U to play it though. That's the problem. Um,
Yeah, maybe you. I don't know. Ask for one for your birthday, man.
I know, but then
I
I like
I
yeah.
just bought one because
The
I did.
the other big thing in the direct that got me
May
super excited.
30th.
Um, yeah, the other thing in the Nintendo Direct that got me super excited, uh, the 10 minutes gameplay of Xeno, the X or whatever the hell they're calling it,
The unnamed
Xenoblade
game
2.
yet? Yeah.
Yeah, let's just call it Xenoblade 2.
I'm
That
gonna
looks
get
really
that
good.
game because Xenoblade was really good, but I wish they changed the combat system and made it like Monster Hunter with robots.
Monster Hunter with robots.
Yeah, I feel like if I had millions of dollars, that's what I would make. I would make Monster Hunter with robots.
I think anything with giant robots is cool. what made me buy a game. It literally was just like giant robots. I was like, well, I'm gonna buy this. I don't even know what it was. I have it somewhere here. Oh, it's Zone of the Enders, and I just saw giant robots, so I bought it.
Fair enough. I'm like reasonably excited for Mario Kart in that I like that it's not a direct copy of what is arguably the best kart racer of all time, Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed. Because that shit's so good. Have you played it?
It is. I have. I own it. It's awesome. I love it.
What do you own it for?
I own it for Steam.
Okay, I also own it for PC, and Tyler does. We should play that game sometime.
Yes. It sucks though because I have to like run it in windowed form at like the lowest resolution and then like on the lowest quality for my computer to not overheat while playing it.
You need to build a desktop.
I just need
You have fans. So many things to do.
I don't have the money for a desktop, or it's just not, it doesn't work for me because I'm constantly on the move and I'm constantly doing stuff on the move, so I need a laptop. Literally, to be able to play games, I just need a fan, like a really nice cooling fan under my laptop, and it'd be perfect.
Yeah, I have a workbook, so fucking, it's huge. It's like a 21-inch, 30-pound fucking laptop.
I should probably just also try to dust out the inside of my laptop. That'd probably help. I haven't done that in like 3 years.
Yeah, you should do that.
I always say I'm going to do it, and then I always forget to do it. I'm like, I'll do it once I turn my computer off, and then I forget. What else came out at the Nintendo Direct? I know they announced like a shit ton of indie games, like Shovel Knight, and
they showed some more Bayonetta.
Yes, the more Bayonetta 2.
And then they talked about doing Virtual Console for Game Boy Advanced and DS games.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That's good. People were complaining about that before when they announced whatever, and they're like, why aren't they doing DS and Game Boy stuff on the Wii U?
To be honest, this is a really strange thing, but I wish they would release like a peripheral for the Wii U where I could put 3DS games in and play those on my TV with a Wii U gamepad.
But then no one would buy 3DS.
Well, most people, I would argue that that's not necessarily the case.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Like, 3DS is kind of portable, and
it's portable, and the way that they were meant to be played, it just would work for me because I don't really want to buy a 3DS, and I don't play games when I'm on the go. Like,
yeah,
I pretty much would want it to play like A Link Between Worlds and Pokemon, and
yeah,
I guess Fire Emblem Awakening. And two of those games I would play while sitting in front of the TV.
I would want it just so it was a shit ton easier way to record 3DS gameplay.
Yeah.
Instead of having to pay $400 for a capture card.
Man, I don't have a 3DS, so I would have to pay like $600 because I just need I need the goddamn.
It's like
the goddamn 3DS.
It's like $400 to buy like the 3DS with the capture card.
I looked into it. It's like $500 before tax.
Last time I looked, it was $400 before tax, and then $200 if you want to just add it on. If you want to ship them your 3DS, and then they'll put it on. That's only for the small one. I don't know the price for the guy who's doing the XL ones.
Oh, there's a dude doing XL ones now? Damn.
Yeah, but I heard he asks more for it.
Doesn't even matter. I don't want to start getting into that crap. Once you start getting to too many platforms, you're like, I'm gonna review games for all these platforms. You just never review games for any of the platforms.
Yeah.
And you just feel bad about it. Like, I feel bad that I don't do enough Wii U games, but I'm like, the hell am I gonna review? Like, sure. I feel like I'm doing Banished. I'm buying Banished on Tuesday, and I'm gonna review that game. And I'm like, man, I should just buy Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and do that game because I haven't bought a Wii U game in like 6 months. And I'm like, no, you actually want to play Banished? Go play Banished.
Have you heard? I don't know if this is still a rumor or whatever, But I heard the load times for Tropical Freeze were like 30 seconds.
I wouldn't know. I don't really care.
That's what I heard, and I'd be a little upset if they were 30 seconds because that's ridiculous.
I'd be surprised
I
because
would too.
environments in Monster Hunter are bigger and aren't 30 seconds.
Yeah, but that's like saying Jack and Daxter on the PS2 has 0 load times. Why does Monster Hunter have load times at all?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Monster Hunter Ultimate, like,
Yeah.
it's.
Um, but yeah, definitely 30-second load times for something like Tropical Freeze would be completely and utterly ridiculous. Was there anything else at the Nintendo Direct? I can't really. There was some 3DS stuff that was announced, like game wise, but it was
NES
nothing that
Remix
introduced.
2.
Yeah, that didn't really catch my eye.
That's so stupid. NES Remix was dumb.
Yeah, I wasn't really.
I didn't even buy it or play it. I was like, that's dumb. Like, I looked at it and I was just like, oh, that's a bad version of WarioWare.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm with like Pro Jared's review. Just play the games. Don't get NES Remix.
Oh, and then there's like a Pokemon version of Bejeweled.
Oh yeah, that. Another great idea.
Genius, man.
There's a lot of the stuff that was announced for the 3DS game wise. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, it's strange. They've been like announcing a lot of like small games out of nowhere that no one really wants that basically belong on a phone.
Yeah. The one big one that caught my eye though was Professor Layton.
Was there Professor Layton stuff this? Oh yeah, there was. It was a Professor Layton like trailer.
Yep. They look good. I need to play those games, like all of them.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm gonna put those on my back catalog because fucking my back catalog is way too big. I'm gonna be like, that's a game that I want to play, and I'm just like, no,
don't add more to the list of 5,000 games.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna play any of the stuff that I have on that list, but I don't need to add more stuff to it. Damn it.
Nope, not at all.
Alright.
I think that was it for Nintendo. Yeah.
Because that was it for the Nintendo Direct. So I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
And we're at the 1 hour point.
Yeah,
we're just over. Perfect.
It was good timing.
Things happened this week.
Yeah, they did, and then we talked about them.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm looking at this fucking stupid ass picture, and I don't understand why does it exist? Why was I sent this?
All right.
Alrighty, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this here 48th episode of Dapper Gaming Podcast for February 16th. I've been your host, Ryan. He has been Joe.
I've been the other guy, Joe. Bad man. Sup. Bye.
Oh man, I left shit in this. Whatever. I'll fix it later. I left things in the template that shouldn't be there, but whatever.
Fix it in the post.
Yeah, I'll just put a white block over it. But I've been Ryan. He's been Joe. This has been the Dapper Gaming Podcast, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.